Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. This is going to be a new Game Plus playthrough. Normal. Riddle hard.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
Let's watch this before I start talking.
In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said, Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. A dead person can't write a letter. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then, why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Does she mean the park on the lake? We spent the whole day there. Just the two of us, staring at the water. Could Mary really be there? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
That intro and that music is just, so good. So good. Now guys, this is going to be a story playthrough. And because of that, I'm gonna talk about the story a lot. And I'm gonna spoil some stuff right away. So let's begin with, how did James end up here? Why did he come here? Well, the story starts with him coming to this town searching for his wife. But he also says that she died 3 years ago. That's not true. 3 years ago, she was diagnosed with an illness that wasn't curable. And she had 3 years to live. That's what the doctor said. And in reality, what happened is that her state over the last 3 years got worse and worse. She, over the last 3 years, her body was decaying, rotting. Because of that disease, she and James were starting to have fights. She couldn't handle it anymore. They, as a couple, they were unhappy, all because of that disease, that illness. And before James drove here to Silent Hill, he killed his wife. He smothered her with a pillow as she was lying on the bed. And the real reason why he came here was to drive into that lake that we see above. The whole point, like, even though he killed her, he still respected her, he still respected her body, and she is right here, in the backseat of this car. You might have noticed how even the sound changed a little bit when I came close to the car. That droning became a bit louder. So, he came here with a purpose. He came here to drown himself, to drive into that lake. Why specifically Silent Hill? It's because this is the last place where they were happy together. That's why he specifically chose Silent Hill, because this is the last place where they were happy. After they visited, like, they didn't live in Silent Hill. They visited Silent Hill as a couple, and they were very happy while they were here. But when they left Silent Hill, she was diagnosed with a disease, and from there, everything started to go downhill. Now, why did I say all of that? Because there are some things that I want to show you right away, and I don't know how to show it without saying all of this. But compared to Silent Hill 1, James isn't physically trapped in this town, like Harry. This is the road I came in on. There's no point in going back. Like, he's not physically trapped here. He can go back if he wants to. He just won't. Another thing. Why does he think his wife is still alive if he killed her? That's because he had a psychotic break. Like, that was such a huge pressure on his mind that his mind snapped. He had a psychotic break, and he even forgot that he killed her. Even though she's right there at the back seat, he's simply unaware because of what he did. But he does feel guilty, and we'll see that through town. Let's go back into the toilets. He had such a psychotic break that on the walls we see the poster Heaven's Night. And on the poster is a lady that looks so similar to his wife, to his dead wife. He had like such a psychotic break that even the lady on the poster looks like his wife. In Silent Hill, we come back here in this town, and that poster looks totally different. But James doesn't see it that way. And there's more to it, like, why does he see that way? How will the town affect James? But we'll see that as we play through the game. Now here, you can only get this item if you finish the game once. Let's see the inventory. In the inventory, we have photo of Mary, the wife. We have letter from Mary that we read in the cutscene. And this item, this is something that we'll see and what it is for during the playthrough. It's an item that will give us a special ending. Let's see, what do we have here? There are some writings on the wall. Let's see this one. This graffiti above the urinals. These two graffitis on the walls are from Bible. They are biblical verses from the book of Job. And this one is 13:28. So what does it say here? It says, "While I'm decaying like a garment that's moth-eaten." This represents his wife, Mary. She was basically dying, decaying, being like moth-eaten during her illness. It also mentions butterflies, moths, which have a huge part in Silent Hill games. We always see moths, butterflies in Silent Hill games. They represent rebirth, death and rebirth. Some enemies might even have moth attacks in this game, not gonna say which one. In the previous game, Silent Hill 1, we also had a moth like a boss. But yeah, this is about... this writing here, this biblical verse is pretty much about Mary, his wife. What about this one? This one is Job 10:8. "Thy hands fashioned and made me, and now thou dost turn about and destroy me." What does this one mean? This one isn't about Mary. This one is about Maria. Now you might wonder, if you haven't played the game, who is Maria? Maria is the lady from the photos. And later I'm gonna find a book in this game that talks a little bit about this town. But basically, the town of Silent Hill it was a holy place before the town was built here. And it had some spirits. There were some spirits on this place. Those spirits would get influenced by people, and then they would do stuff. Like some magical stuff, you could say. In this case, those spirits take whatever is in James's mind and they manifest it. Just like that lady on the poster. And that lady on the poster is Maria. So, again, "Thy hands fashioned and made me, and now thou dost turn about and destroy me." So, basically, that lady on the poster is manifested by this town all because of James. She is manifested by James. She was born from James's wish. She looks exactly like his wife, but she is a bit more sexy, a bit more appealing. She was born to look like his wife, but in combination with James's sexual desires. She is something that James wanted his wife to be during her illness, if that makes sense. Here on the wall, there's a picture of a child. This child is a demon Lilith. It is also pictured in one of the books of Kabbalah. You can find it online if you want to, but it's actually a picture of a demon Lilith. And that's about it when it comes to this toilet. Another small trivia I can tell you about the toilet and why is it like this is because developers are Japanese, and when they went to America basically they wanted to make Silent Hill games for a Western audience. And when they went to America to explore the towns, to see how the American town should look like, they found a public toilet that was so gross and they loved it. And that's why they decided for this game to start in such a gross public toilet. I'm gonna talk more about Maria later, about all that stuff. Let's check the car. I love how a camera points you towards the car so that you check it out. In the car is a map. I got a map of Silent Hill. So just based on this, based on how you get a map here, you can see that James was prepared to come to Silent Hill. Like, he already had a map. He prepared himself to come here and to do what he planned to do. To end himself with his wife on the back seat. The reason why he stopped there was because this road was blocked. He had no other choice. And you might even think in what state of mind he was in when he parked like that. Like, he didn't park normally, right? He just parked the way he did here and immediately rushed to the toilet. You could say he didn't really park normally. Toluca Lake. Now, if you would wait here, you would hear a sound. So let's wait a bit. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Now we can go. There was that movement that kinda rushes towards you if you wait there, which is really cool. I did mention Book of Job before in the toilet, and that those two lines on the wall are biblical verses from the Book of Job. So who was he? Job was a prosperous man. He believed in God, but then Satan provoked God. And Satan was like, I bet he won't believe in you anymore if you take away everything from him. He believes in you because he has everything. And God took that bet. So, at first, Job was prosperous. He had wife, he had kids. He never paid for microtransactions in games. But then slowly, God takes away his wife, his kids, his job, even his health. But the worst thing God did to him is when he added microtransactions in games. But even with all of that, Job didn't stop believing in God. And he never, ever cursed God for what happened to him. Never. And that's basically the story about Job. There's something in the well. What's that? Looking at this makes me feel like someone's groping around inside my skull. It gives me a weird feeling. You can see that save file compared to Silent Hill 1. In Silent Hill 1 were just notes, Harry writing down notes, while in this one is like James looking in the water. We can see either his reflection or James being in the water. You can look at that as you will. And even in the background you can see like these like trees or veins or algae in the water, because he did come to this town with a purpose, to drown himself for what he did and to be happy again with his wife. They look like tentacles. They're not tentacles. And now, another fantastic scene.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah. I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But
Yes?
I think you'd better stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but
Is it dangerous?
maybe. And it's not just the fog either.
Okay, I got it. I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just, I guess I really don't care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going to town either way.
But why?
I'm looking for someone.
Who is it?
Someone very important to me. I'd do anything if I could be with her again.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry. It's not your problem.
I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too. What is it?
Oh, nothing. Sure is quiet here, huh?
I guess.
I guess. There should be another scene.
Aren't you looking for someone?
That's right.
Okay, let's talk about Angela. In the cutscene, you might have noticed two things. First, she said, "I'm looking for my mama. I mean my mother." At first, she sounded a bit childlike, right? And then she corrected herself to sound more mature. Then the way she said, "I'm not lying," that also sounded very childlike, right? So, you could see that in her childhood, she was accused a lot for lying, right? That's why she's saying it like that. "I'm not lying." She was accused a lot for lying. So, here's the story about Angela. Her and James, they both came to this town, and they both have guilt on their conscience for what they did. So what's Angela, like we know what James did, but what did Angela do? Angela is very young. She just graduated high school, and basically she was abused a lot by her dad, by her brother, by her mother. Like she was verbally and sexually abused by her dad and bro. And then she was gaslit by her mom that she deserved all of that. So before Angela came to Silent Hill, she stabbed her dad. And she ran away to Silent Hill. And then she became delusional, just like James. She's looking for them, just like James is looking for his wife. And we will talk more about Angela later. But that's basically origin of her story. Now up there, where the game started, we were looking at Toluca Lake. And let me show you something, because I didn't show it back there. But now, since we are near the water, I can show it. Toluca Lake is actually a real lake, and you can go visit it right now. It's located in Keswick, UK. You can see the picture on the left is the picture from the game. Picture on the right is the picture of same lake, taken more recently. It's pretty, it is. Listen to those noises. Like something is behind you, following you. Let's try to hear them again. We should hear them again. Like those noises. They stop as soon as you turn. You see? As soon as I turn, they stop. Got the chainsaw. Now this is a new game plus weapon. Gas-powered chainsaw, extremely high attack power. You can only get this in New Game Plus. Just like in Silent Hill 1. You see how there are multiple steps? You hear multiple steps if you don't turn? While as soon as I turn, they stop. So it's an American car, not UK? Yeah, it's definitely an American. This game was made for an American audience. They even went to America to... specifically to San Bruno in California. This town here is made based on that town. Like developers went there to take references in how to make the town in this game. Because for the first game, they didn't go there. They made the town based on movies and stuff like that. But for this game, they went there. However, the lake is from UK. If you try to go back, there's no reason to go back. I'm going to look for Mary. There's a cool thing over here. If you take a look, there's a poster on the wall. If you don't see it, I can show you so that you can see it. Are you ready? Do you see it now? It's The Shining. Roadrunner. Are these marks blood? That shadow just now. Now if you try to leave and go some other way, that shadow just now bothers me. What was that? I should go take a look. Maybe that's my wife. Now, one cool addition that this game got was James's head always turns towards something interesting. As you can see, he keeps looking at that item. A hell drink. Broken road, like in Silent Hill 1. What do we have here? Something's written on it. Too bad I can't read it because the surface has been rubbed away. Remains of blank swamp. The blankers of land surround blank. His monument was originally swamp, but was later fill blank. Fr blank ago, T blanks nicknamed Blood Swamp because the blankers poured the what blank said to wash the X blank ools in here. Perhaps it's a FO blank hat. Many P blank M to have S blank in the area. Now, I can tell you what's written. Remains of Blood Swamp. The X meters of land surrounding the monument was originally a swamp, but was later filled in. From long ago, the swamp was nicknamed Blood Swamp because the executioners poured the water used to wash execution tools in here. And this is very important for this game, because remember, this town manifests everything from James's mind. And James was in this town 3 years ago with his wife. And he probably read this before. He knew that this town had executioners before. Perhaps it's for that reason. Many people seem to have seen ghosts in the area. Like, that's very important. Executioners, blood. And we will see that later.
Is it dead? What the hell is it? It's not human.
So, Masahiro Ito, a monster designer for this game, one day at his work, he saw a colleague wearing a hoodie and also having his hands in his pocket. And that's what inspired him to create this type of enemy. And now you guys won't be able to unsee it. Because when you take a look again in the future, you will see a guy with a hoodie. And it looks exactly like that. But this monster, and all monsters in this game, or most of the monsters, they represent James's wife. Because, again, James, he has a guilt on his conscience. And this monster represents like his sick wife. Later, I'm gonna show you that this monster can also spew acid from its chest. And like when you're sick, like your lungs don't feel well. Sometimes it feels like it's burning, like you have acid there. So this monster is basically his sick wife. And here there's a dead body. Dead. Could it have been that creature? What's going on in this town? This dead body here has James's model. This dead body looks like James. However, James doesn't see it. I mean, he does see it. And he wants to be that guy. Like, his conscience wants to be that guy. Because he came in this town with the purpose to kill himself. And all of the dead bodies that we see here, well, most of the dead bodies that we see in the game, have James's model. It's what James wants to be. What he wanted to be.
Oh, yeah. This thing broken? What the? I'd better take it anyway. I might need it.
So on the radio, we heard his wife's voice. And developers didn't even hide it. They did hide it in the subtitles, but not necessarily in the sound. Because if you hear closely, you can hear James, why did you kill me? However, when you play this game for the first time, you don't really notice it. You don't really pay attention to it. But she says it. Why did you kill me? Let's see if we can get this guy to... You see that attack? That acid from chest. And now we can explore everything. Let's do that. here we find another person that resembles James. Apartment gate keys. I think this is a good place, nice camera angle to show something. Like in Silent Hill 1, I showed many influences on the game and many inspirations that developers had in the game from various movies, books and stuff. And in this one, take a look at James's jacket. His jacket was inspired from a movie called Jacob's Ladder. Main character, Tim Robbins, has the exact same jacket in the movie. I remember one day that prices for that jacket were huge because of popularity of the movie and because of this game. Yeah, in Silent Hill 1 we had a shop called Just Cats. In this game we have Cats Street. There's a cat cafe in Homecoming. Happy Burger, just like in Silent Hill 1. It's locked. Now we can go inside here. And inside we can find hyper spray. This is a weapon that you can only get in New Game Plus. It's not here on the new game. There's a memo lying on the sofa. I'll wait at the bar Neely's. And then James marks the place on the map. I copied it onto my map. You can go to Bar Neely's now, you can go later. I'm gonna go both times because there's a slight difference when you visit the bar now and when you visit it later. You even get unique camera angle. Making you pay attention to that door. So at the bar you can get a map. The map shows you how to get to Rosewater Park. It also has a question mark in the Martin Street. That's where you get a key to get through the Woodside Apartments. Because you cannot enter the Woodside Apartments without the key. Now, during the daytime, there's nothing here on the wall. But later, maybe something will appear. On this window, there was a hole here. It's gone now. Now this could mean nothing, or it could mean something. This was a bar, right? And while Mary was sick, James gave up to drinking. Later we will find he will even comment on that. How he used to drink a lot to cope with Mary's illness. So there was a hole here, it's gone now. This note here might mean exactly that. How he was a hole that kept on drinking, but then he stopped. There was no point to drink anymore. Or it just is simple writing, nothing else. There are so many things in this game and in other Silent Hill games that are just open to interpretations. Big J's. And all that matters is how do you interpret those things. What does that mean to you, a player, a viewer? That was their intention, yeah. And there's a reason for that. Why was that their intention? Because in Japan, there are many writers, especially horror writers, that leave many things in their books ambiguous. They don't like to explain stuff. They leave it all to your interpretation. There's a memo pad on the ground. I'm going to write everything that I've learned so far. Maybe that will help you out somehow. If you're reading this, it probably means I'm already dead. Again, James's body on the ground, disfigured. Torn memo. I saw those demons. They were there, I'm certain. But my friend says he didn't see anything. If that's true, does that mean that what I saw was an illusion? But whether that demon that ate human beings was real, or whether it was just some kind of hallucination that my mind dreamed up, one thing I know for sure is that I'm beyond all hope. So, a note explaining that not everyone sees the same thing in the town. Not everyone sees the same thing. Like, these monsters that we see them through James's eyes. That doesn't mean Angela sees them, or some other characters. It seems that they are attracted to the light. That's why people who need light to see are their natural prey. They also react strongly to sound. If you want to go on living, you'd be better off just sitting in a dark and staying quiet. But even that probably won't save you. So, the note explains how monsters are attracted by light, and that's actually a game mechanic. It was also a game mechanic in Silent Hill 1. But there is another cool little thing that I'm gonna show you soon that's explained in this memo. So remember how monsters are attracted by light, okay? If you're going to try to fight them, the most important thing is to relax. It's dangerous to fire a gun while you're all crazy with fear. Take a good aim and then squeeze the trigger. And don't forget to finish them off. I think most of those creatures can be killed, even if they are tougher than people. Run away. Run away, 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 run away. But we see Angela's monster? We'll talk about that later. We will talk about that later. The door that wakes in darkness, opening into nightmares. So this door is locked during the daytime. Used apartment gate key. Garbage. No use for that. It's locked. One thing that sound designers paid a lot of attention to was to sometimes just give you silence. Just like here. Nothing but silence. Now here I don't have a flashlight, and it's too dark to read the map that I just got. However, if you stand under the light, you can open your map. Which is a nice, cool little detail. There's a trash chute. There's some kind of strange garbage stuck in the hole. Again, game giving you different camera angle to show you, hey, this might be important, check this. There may be something more to this. There's an empty chair here with a TV, a television. There's nothing unusual about it. But later this will change. A large clock. It's too dark to see it well. Now check this out. It's all quiet, silence. Breathing sound. Let's check the 204 and 5. So check this out. There's a mannequin here with a dress. If you go to your inventory and take a look at Mary's photo, you can see the exact same dress. And do you remember the note that said how monsters are attracted to the light? And then how I told you that James killed his wife? I mean, you could look at it as James being a monster, right? And also, this dress, let me show you the inspiration for it. The dress was inspired by a movie called Con Air. Later we will meet a character called Laura. It's a little kid. Mary and Laura are inspired by Nick Cage's Wife and Daughter. I have another photo. You're not sure if James is a monster? It's all open to interpretation. Like, he killed his wife while she was sick, while she couldn't handle her life anymore. And now it's open to your interpretation. Is he monster for doing that? Or is he good for ending her suffering? And that similar theme goes for Angela. Because before she ran into Silent Hill, she stabbed her dad, who was verbally and sexually abusing her. Like, is she guilty for defending herself or no? I got a flashlight. There's a note with a cutout magazine article attached to it. There's a title written on the front side. Searching for another conclusion. How to be a happy couple. And this note is right here next to a mannequin that represents James's wife. Do you really love her? In sickness and in health, if you truly love her, then you must act. It all depends on how hard you fight for her. Whatever happens, don't give up. Always try one more time. Even though there may be hard times, never turn to another woman. This is huge for this game, and we'll see why later. And if it comes to it, you must be willing to protect her with your very life. After all, true love means a willingness to sacrifice. Be true to your heart, and with luck, things will work out in the end. That is not a coincidence. Why we find that note here? Another cool little detail is that in these apartments that we visit, all of them have a unique wallpaper. All the apartments have different wallpaper on the wall. They're not just copy-pasted. And their interior, the objects inside, they're all differently arranged, modeled. There's a newspaper on the ground, but there's nothing interesting written on it. There's nothing to do here. Do you think he ever cheated in 3 years? No. Never. He wished for Mary to be healthy, to be attractive. Because when you're sick, like, when you're decaying away, you're not attractive, right? There's a key on the ground on the other side of the bars. If I stretch my arm out, I just might be able to reach it.
Ow! Hey, wait! Damn it.
And there's Laura. Again, that breathing. Now, this room is unique. You can see bullet shells everywhere, casings. The walls are all shut by weapons. You can see the bullet holes on the walls. And then you can see shopping cart with a gun in it. And you can look that as how the outsiders see America. Because you know all the stories about America loving guns, shooting, how everybody has a gun, everybody can have a gun, carry it everywhere. You could see that as an outsider look at America. Got a handgun. How didn't police find out about him killing his wife? It's all happening fast. Like, he killed her recently. It wasn't that long ago for someone to report her missing, to report him missing. What was that? Some kind of noise north of here? And then here... He's just standing there. He doesn't get a cutscene, anything special. He's just standing there looking at you. Let's see, what was that scream? Now this chair is different. It's positioned differently. There's blood behind it. The TV is on.
Oh my God. Who could have?
And now you can definitely see that the body is James. The hair color, jacket, pants, shoes. He's dead. Who could have done this? There's a newspaper here. It looks like it's very old. Got the key to room 202. This note, it must be from the person who lived here. 3 needles stand on 3 different heights. The fat, the tall, and the thin. From slow to fast, they move to the right. Scott rests on 3. Not on 3, but 15. This is a note for a puzzle that we're gonna do soon. It's a clock puzzle. There is writing on the clock. The scars from the past shall remove the nail that stops time. Will you push the clock? No matter how hard I push, it doesn't move. It's like stuck to the ground. What's this? Henry, Mildred, Scott. And there are 3 lines, each pointing differently. This guy is now gone. (202). So here, we get to see some moths. And in Silent Hill 1, we saw how bugs are attracted to light. And the same thing goes for moths in this game. As soon as you turn your light on, they are attracted to light. We already mentioned moths before. How they symbolize death, rebirth. What ending are you going for? Whatever one I get with this playthrough, I don't care. I'm gonna check everything, inspect everything, so whatever I get, I get. And endings in this game, since we're talking about endings, they are based on what you do in the game and how you do it. Like, one of the endings depends on whether you read the Mary's letter, whether you inspect some object that you have in your inventory, whether you do stuff, whether you heal yourself. How long are you staying on low life, on low health? The game takes so many things into account. It also takes into account what endings did you have before. Like, if you did a specific type of ending before in the previous playthrough, there will be a less chance for you to get that same ending now. It takes many things into account when it comes to endings. So, whatever I get, I get. It's too dark to tell for sure, but I think there's something on the other side of the hole. Will you investigate? Got the clock key. So, this note explains how Scott doesn't rest on 3 but 15. Scott, the S, seconds, Not 3, but 15. 15 seconds. Let's open the clock. As we see, Scott is on 15. The clock stopped at 4:29 and 15 seconds. The faceplate is closed, it's locked. I can't touch the needles for the clock like this. Now that I think of it, there was a big clock in room 208. As soon as you hear that, you're good to go. And the solution, 9:10, you can see it here. Henry, hours is on 9, Mildred, minutes is on 10, and Scott is on 15. 9:10. Writing on the clock, the scars from the past shall remove the nail that stops time. What scars from the past? Let's think about this. What scars from past does James have? Him killing his wife. So maybe, in order for him to move on with the killing, accepting the guilt, maybe this time is connected to the time when he smothered his wife. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a simple puzzle. Will you push the clock? It could be the time of Mary's death, yeah. Or maybe not. And I didn't say it before, but this thing here, these bars, they kind of have a unique design. Like, they're not equally separated. Some of them are cut in half, placed here, placed at a specific angle. And you can find these exact same bars in Silent Hill 4. There's a key here in this closet. Courtyard key. So, what did we see in that scene? Many people assume that Pyramid Head was having, you could say, romance with those dolls, with those mannequins. But the developer said it's not that. It's not them having any type of intercourse or anything. It could be like a male figure overpowering female figure. And this whole scene is inspired by this. There's a movie called Blue Velvet, and just like here in the game, the main character closes himself in the closet, and then he witnesses a lady being sexually abused by someone. And it's like, the way they did that in this game from that movie, it's so good. You have to watch that scene if you ever want to delve that deeply in Silent Hill. But that's basically what happens. Kinda like in this game. Like, the whole point of this scene, the whole point that developers had, is to show you something simple and let your mind assume like whatever. Even the worst things, like Pyramid Head sexually assaulting those mannequins. That was the whole point. And they did it. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Maybe you didn't hear it because of the monster sounds, but there were footsteps behind me, like running towards me at this point. It may be hard to hear because of the radio, but it was there. There's nothing interesting in the newspaper or magazine. And the pyramid head that we saw, of course we're gonna talk more about him. Fire escape key. Just a normal washing machine, there's nothing of interest. Canned juice. It's unlocked. Now, why do we need canned juice? We need it for this. Before I use it, let's check it out. Heavy 6-pack of expired canned juice. It was in the hallway on the first floor. So, what happens if we use it? Looks like the garbage stuck in the trash chute has fallen through. So, when I think about this canned juice, I have a feeling that this was meant to be alcohol more than a juice. Because while Mary was sick, James gave in to drinking, and then he stopped. So, I feel like this was meant to be alcohol, and for James to just throw it, as in like he's done drinking, he's over it, he's past it, and that developers couldn't put in alcohol because of games rating system. Because from what I know, in games, you're allowed to have alcohol bottles like placed in the world, but as soon as you have to interact with them, like loot them, take them in your inventory, hold them on your character, the rating for the game changes. And maybe they wanted to avoid having this game rated as mature. Because I don't think it's mature. I don't think it's rated 18 plus. So, throwing the canned juice gave us this. Or again, it could be just my silly overthinking. It could have been just planned from the start. Canned juice, that's it. The garbage bag is torn and the contents are strewn all over. Got a coin of old man. What's this? Some gossip magazine, eh? The police announced today that Walter Sullivan, who was arrested on the 18th of this month for the brutal murder of Billy Locane and his sister Miriam, committed suicide in his jail cell early on the morning of the 22nd. According to the police statement, Sullivan used a soup spoon to stab himself in the neck, severing his carotid artery. By the time the guard discovered him, Sullivan was dead from blood loss, the spoon buried 2 inches in his neck. An old schoolmate of Walter Sullivan's from his hometown of Pleasant River said he didn't look like the type of guy who would kill kids. But I do remember that just before they arrested him, he was blurting out all sorts of strange stuff like, he's trying to kill me, he's trying to punish me, the monster, the red devil, forgive me, I did it, but it wasn't me. The schoolmate then added, I guess now that I think of it, he was kinda crazy. Here at the bottom of empty pool, you find baby cart. Got a coin snake. This scene here can also give you so many ideas. Like, why is the baby cart in the pool? Was there a baby inside? What happened to the baby? Why is it there? Why is there a coin inside it? We hear a guy vomiting. What the? Who could have done this? For the first time, we see a body that doesn't have James's look. It looks quite different.